Hello children, today we are going to start the new chapter, New Empires and Kingdoms. The content of the chapter. It includes the decline of Kushana Empire, the Gupta Empire ruled by different rulers, Chandragupta I, Samudragupta and Chandragupta II. The decline of the Gupta Empire. Harshvardhana, literacy and education and charity. The rulers of the southern region. The decline of the Kushana Empire. The downfall of the Kushana Empire began in the 3rd century CE. They were being ruled by different kings having small kingdoms. The Gupta Empire, which began in the 4th century CE till the end of 7th century CE. The Gupta Empire. One of kingdoms in Magadh region was ruled by a king named Shrigupt. It is said that he belonged to the Vaishya community, and this was different from the previous trend of kings being from the Kshatriya clan only. He ruled in the period around 280 CE. His son Ghatotkacha took over the reins and he continued to rule for about 40 years. Then came his son Chandragupta. Now children, we are going to discuss about the great ruler of Gupta dynasty, Chandragupta I. Chandragupta I. The rule of Chandragupta I was under a lot of influence of Kumara Devi, who was the Lichavi princess. Coins bearing the figures of the princess speaks of the extent of her influence. Chandragupta I became the king of Patliputra and established a kingdom under the Ganges river. His kingdom extended from Bengal to Prayag. The reign of Chandragupta I is said to have come to an end in about 330 CE. Samudragupta I. Chandragupta I was succeeded by Samudragupta in about 330 CE. He reigned for about 50 years. Inscriptions on a pillar which was erected by Ashoka has inscriptions on Samudragupta on the other side. After succeeding to the throne of the empire, he subdued the powers revolting against his authority in the Gangetic plains and brought their dominions under his rule. He is said to have led a military campaign across the Deccan region and also controlled the forest tribes of the Vindhyas region. Samudragupta performed the Ashwamedh Yagna to establish and declare his supremacy. His kingdom included Lower Bengal, Upper Assam and Nepal. The Prayag inscriptions depict him as a hero of 100 battles. These prashastis described him as Maharaja Adhiraj or King of Kings. Samudragupta was succeeded by his elder son Ramagupta, who was said to have been murdered because of his incompetence by Chandragupta II. Thus, Chandragupta II ascended the throne of Patliputra in about 375 CE. Let us read more about the Samudragupta, his contribution towards art and music. Samudragupta was good, especially in music and singing. He was also well known for his poetry. He also played musical instruments including the veena. He respected the learned people. He gave rewards to people for learning the Sanskrit language. He also donated money to the Brahmins. Samudragupta's contribution towards coins and currencies. Historians have found many gold coins from the period of Samudragupta. The coins had Greek influence on the design. The impressions of the coins varied. They depicted the king playing veena, holding a bow, trampling a tiger, etc. Chandragupta II. Chandragupta II was a conqueror like his father Samudragupta. He was also known as Vikramaditya. He made many military conquests, which include the conquest of Malwa, Gujarat and Saurashtra, which were under the Saka rule. He was now able to control the three ports of Bharuch, Sopara and Cambay. This facilitated trade with foreign countries. Ujjain appears to have been the inland center upon which most of the trade routes converged. Chandragupta occupied the throne for nearly 40 years. Patliputra turned into a flourishing city under his rule. Chandragupta II was also known as Sakari, which means the conqueror of Sakas, and as Chakravarti, which means the universal emperor. He was famously known for having a court with 9 noble and learned men, called the Navratna or the 9 jewels. These Navratna included the famous poet Kalidasa and the astronomer Aryabhatta. Chandragupta II administration. The Gupta Empire showed great administrative skills. They had a smooth system of revenue collection and governing of territories. The welfare activities were run properly. The digging of wells, making of roads and canals helped to improve agriculture and related trade. Chandragupta's second contribution towards other developments. Science and literature flourished. The art of Ajanta and Ellora caves, the architecture of the Sanchi stupas, the temples of Jhansi, that is Deoghar, and Kanpur, that is Bhitragaon, are fine examples of the art and architecture of the spirit. The carving and making of stone statues of gods and goddesses also show remarkable improvement from earlier times. Chandragupta's second contribution towards the economic growth. The improvements in agriculture production, development of arts, crafts, buildings, trade within the country and with foreign countries brought prosperity. The Gupta period has therefore been described as the golden age of Indian history. Chandragupta's second contribution towards religion. The Guptas showed a preference to their family deity Vishnu. They pursued the policy of perfect freedom of worship. New temples were being built, better and attractive idols were being made of Hindu gods and goddesses, and thus there was a revival of Hinduism to a great degree. The decline of the Gupta Empire. The subsequent kings of the Gupta Empire were not as famous as Samudragupta and Chandragupta II. The rule of the Guptas continued till 570 CE. They had to fight many wars with the Hunas, which made them weak. Harshvardhana. While we learn a lot about the Gupta period from the Prashastis, but there are some kings whose biographies give us a lot of information. A case in hand is the life story of King Harshvardhana. The Harshcharita is a biography of King Harshvardhana, who ruled in the 7th century CE. The biography was written by his court poet Banabhat in Sanskrit. The writings of another Chinese traveller and scholar, Huan-Sang, describe the rule of Harshvardhana. He had become the ruler of Kannauj and had successfully captured Magad and Bengal. His ventures to capture areas south of Narmada were stalled and he was defeated. Harshvardhana's contribution towards literacy and education. Harshvardhana was a great ruler. He was literate himself and even composed famous plays like Ratnavali and Naganand. During his rule, nearly a quarter of the revenue was spent on education. Nalanda became a world-famous seat of higher learning. According to the Chinese scholar Huan Sang, more than 15,000 students were getting free education at Nalanda. There were over 1,000 teachers and more than 50 subjects were being taught at the university. The selection process for candidates seeking admission was strict. Just about 10 to 20% of the candidates applying for admission could secure a seat. The revenue from 100 villages was earmarked for this institution. Beside this, there were other centers of learning at Vikramshila and Kashi. King Harshvardhana contribution towards charity. King Harshvardhana had a very kind heart. He used to hold a puja at Prayag at every 5th year and gave away lots of wealth to the needy. The writings of Huan Sang state that in 643 CE, at one such prayer meetings, he even gave away his personal jewels and clothes. He later borrowed some from his sister to cover himself up. He also begged on the streets after giving away all his wealth. Such was his magnanimity for the welfare of the citizens of his kingdom. The rulers of the southern region. The Prashastis found in the southern regions tell us about the Pallavas and the Chalukyas, who were the famous dynasties of the southern region of India during this period. The Pallavas ruled their kingdom from the capital city of Kanchipuram. Their kingdom spread around the Kaveri Delta. The Chalukyas had their capital at Aihole, which lies in modern-day North Karnataka. The temples and inscriptions on stone reveal that there was general prosperity. The Chalukyas and the Pallavas frequently attacked each other as there was prosperity on both sides. Chalukyas' administration. The Chalukyas' administration was sound and well coordinated. The famous king of Chalukyas was Pulakesin II. It was Pulakesin II who thwarted the attempt of Harshvardhana to capture the areas to the south of the Narmada river. The Prashastis found here was written by Pulakesin court poet Ravi Kirti. He has described the king's successive attacks along both the west and east coast in his poems.